Women are blessed with so many skills and capabilities. We are also given so much responsibility and so much that we take on ourselves over and above what we probably need to. But we do that in part because our self-worth doesn't allow us to build and hold and confidently enforce boundaries. So what does that do to you if you're not enforcing boundaries? Well, it makes your relationships far more difficult. It can mean your home relationships, your parental relationships, siblings, work, school, whatever it is. All of those relationships are more difficult because you have this expectation that someone's going to treat you a certain way, but you don't feel confident enough to say to them, I don't like the way you're treating me, stop doing that. Or you outburst to them, you yell at them, and then they yell back and you get into an argument and you're like, but all I wanted you to do was stop saying that word to me. All I wanted you to do was stop being mean to me. All I want you to do is say goodbye when we end a phone conversation. The communication of boundaries in a confident way is harder to do when your nervous system is in this chronic state of fight flight, which is most of us. Most people live in a chronic state of fight flight. And so we get into this arguing to be right. We get into this arguing to make our point, to make ourselves heard. We get louder. The end result is usually not what we want it to be. It's not that someone does what we want them to do. In fact, what it triggers in them probably is the same thing you're dealing with. I want you to do this for me. No, I want you to do this for me. Do this for me. Do this for me. Do this for me. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. You're not treating me well. You're not treating me well. It is this tug of war that gets nobody anywhere in the end. So when you calm your nervous system through body calming techniques, and you find this core of peace that you probably haven't been in touch with, maybe not for your entire life. Like you don't even know it's in there yet. I didn't know it was in there either until I found it. And I was like, oh, this is where I want to be all the time. It became a non-negotiable. Peace was my non-negotiable once I found it. But you work on the body piece of it, like calming the nervous system down. That improves all kinds of stuff, right? Over time, your sleep gets better, your moods get better, your depression lifts, your hormones balance out. You can drop a few pounds if you want to. Your headaches you aren't getting as many headaches. Your body doesn't hurt like it did. Your breathing gets better, digestion gets better. All of these elements improve when you calm the physical body down. But then you have to deal with the reasons why your self-worth is not where you want it to be. Why fighting is what you go to rather than this is not what I'm going to do. Why do you stay and fight rather than walking? Why do you stay and fight rather than going, I just don't need to deal with this anymore. It's going nowhere. Dealing with all of the subconscious reasons why you do that, the emotional traumas that are in there, the experiences of life, the survival mechanism, the ego you built in order to survive a dysregulated family or a dysregulated school or whatever it was. Okay, maybe you dealt with illness as a young child and unfortunately you were not treated well by the medical professionals that were supposed to take care of you. And so you never dealt with the stress, the fear, the anxiety, the not feeling safe in your environment. Maybe you had some abuse situations and I've heard the story many, many times. I told people they didn't believe me, so I stopped telling anybody and I couldn't get myself out of the abuse situation. So there's all kinds of reasons why, but the subconscious emotional reasons, we're going to deal with those as well. And then we're going to deal with building your confidence to determine your boundaries and then how to communicate those and when to step in and do more or step back and let it be. Okay. Those are some of the things we're going to deal with stress rescue. So I designed this program because I needed to learn all of these things, and it took me a long time to do it. It took a lot of workshops and books and other learnings. I had to go places and do things and learn things and trial and error. I took my top techniques, the ones that I even still use today, and the ones that are the easiest for someone to learn when they're in a chronic state of fight flight. And I put them into the stress rescue program. So I created this workbook. It's like 80 pages But if you looked at it like 80 pages, if you're already in fight flight, you're already overwhelmed, you're going to look at 80 pages and go, I don't know where to start. I did section it off to tell you where to start. So there's a flow to it. You start with calming your body. But even that sometimes you're better hearing it. Like you read it, you hear it, you practice it with someone who knows how to do it, and then you really feel it. And then you can ask questions if you have them. So I'm adding workshops to this. I'm adding 4-hour workshops. This is only 9 people I'm letting in here because I want you to have a chance to get your questions answered rather than fighting to the front of a room of 100 people. So 9 people allowed in these workshops. You get to practice with me, practice with other people, and ask and get answers to your questions. You may even get some different things that aren't even in the Stress Rescue Workbook that will help you get to the next level, like get over the hurdle that you're going through. February, so this is January 13th, 2025 that I'm recording this. February 1st, 11 a.m. Eastern is the first 4-hour workshop. And then February 8th at 1 p.m. Eastern is the next 4-hour workshop. 9 per session means there's only 18 people going to get these spots. And I priced it at $127, which is a bargain at any rate. Because when you find out what calm feels like, when you're peaceful, present, and powerful, and you find out what calm feels like, and then you start to feel better, start to sleep better, you may be able to reduce, who knows, supplements, medications, da, 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 da. Your relationships get better. You stop worrying about stuff. Your fear goes down. You get to enjoy life more. I mean, what's all that worth to you? Is that worth an investment of $127 in a few hours of your time? Because if $127 is too much, if you say, well, that's just ridiculous, then maybe this isn't the right program for you. If you say to me, I really want to do it, but can I do it in 2 payments? Message me and I'll work something out. Okay. This is important to me that people get this information because society teaches us how to be stressed and fearful. There's constant fear messaging and fear in movies and TV and everything else. There's so much fear in those elements, and there's so much emotional trauma related to all of that. We just keep triggering it, trigger, and then we add sugar and caffeine and everything else to it. It's like turning the volume up on it. So if you want your life not to be 100 decibels all the time, if you'd like it to be calmer and quieter and more easygoing and feel more confidence and more power and more strength, well, then Stress Rescue is for you. So find a way to do it. There were programs I wanted to do that I was like, oh, that's a little more than I think I want to spend. But you know what? I absolutely feel like I need to have this. I can tell you that if you're trying to manifest something new in your life and you're still in a chronic state of stress or fear, it's going to be far more difficult and take far longer to get it done. So are you going to be one of the 18 that get in? Now, what I'm going to do is once I have 18 people paid for and in their spots, I'm going to shut off the link. If you click on the link, if you're at, say it's the end of January and you click on the link and it's not available because all the 18 spots are gone, message me and let me put you on a wait list. And once I get 9 more people, I'll open up another session. Okay. So don't miss one of your spots. This really isn't a FOMO thing. This is if you want 2025 to be awesome, if you want 2025 to be the year that you are peaceful and chill and happier in your life, this is one of the major steps. It is. I know that as sure as I'm sitting here. All right, my friends, go schedule get your spot right now, and I'll send you the details for your session. All right, we'll see you there.